Alright. Yo. So just seeing now that everything is also pretty dirty anyways. I also welcome everyone here to my channel. Really appreciate the support from you. And I actually, as the one or another might have already seen in the shorts, that I recently got a new case, and it's the Befaco 7U case. And the reason for that is that I actually bought the other case beginning of the year actually, and then it did a good job, but unfortunately lately I got some issues with it, and I was anyway thinking about to really get it as compact as possible. And sometimes if you have these ideas or things, then you look for stuff and there's also not really a solution. And then Befaco put this case out here. 7U case has plenty of power actually, and has an adjustable €1, which I can also put here in the middle, which is my idea what we then are going to do. And it's actually well built, I have to say. I checked already a little bit, but that's not what it's about today that much. It can just give a quick summary. It has nice rubber feet. I had another 6U case earlier that was also out of metal that didn't have any feet, which turned out not really be practical because you basically just put it on the bare surface. And especially for me, I have these metal tables. Didn't work out so well, and that's to the feet actually. There's also this I/O connection thing here, which I'm for now we're not gonna use that much. And also has USB, two USB-A ports on the back, and another USB-B. So there are a few things I had in mind to check with the case also that fit, not feed. Also nice, but that fit actually to what I wanted to achieve. And another thing is that when I work later in a hybrid setup, that I can basically charge my iPad directly from here. Till now, usually when I played, I didn't play with any charging. I just went with the akku from the iPad, which turned out to work for a good amount of time, depending on the display brightness actually, and of course the workload, but I figured out that this display brightness is definitely a thing. So that's why also in the one or another video you see that it's not really as bright, especially if I'm playing longer, to make very sure that the iPad is running. And if it's running low light and with the workload it has from my side, running one plugin, AUE free plugin, basically it's actually doing a pretty good job, working for 4 hours, 4.5, 5 hours. So but that's another thing. I think for today I already get into another directions, but that's also the good thing. That was also my idea. I mean, I do a few things here. I basically, in just a few seconds, I will say what's all around and what's the idea. So yeah, so that was still connected to the case. I have actually also bought the Flame Takt, which is replacing my Metron. As you can see, there is another reason why it also didn't made a move till now, but now it's all coming together because the Flame Takt is also released just a few weeks ago. I had my eyes on this for quite a while now, and still with all the development, it took quite a while also for them to make it work, as I followed. It's in the development quite a while, but I can also make another video on this, but it is mandatory for me with this case because the Metron is quite some more HP, and yeah, maybe I make a comparison later, Metron in addition with the Knight Rider from Shakmat, because that somehow, and that's also interesting that I had this idea of how to use it, and basically they put all of this in here, so yeah, it's great. I already played a little bit with it. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so if you are still with me after telling all the things, then I give a little overview on what I have here. So you see already quite a lot of cables. I have everything I need today to set it up again, rewire it, plug it in the power. I have the knurlies here. I have some cable wraps. Yeah, let's call them wraps. I have a little tool here because that's the first thing I'm gonna do. I unscrew the €1 and put it in the middle. Right now that's just also for me how I figured it out on Modular grid, how I might like to have it. So we see how this at the end is suiting, let's say. And I have the cables here. I have a stack of splitters actually. Splitters, so this is basically like a multiple, just two. And where is it? Here's a little more extended splitter, which I might also use today in the finished setup. I will not use it because it's just laying around here or whatever, so I don't really need it later, but for now I need it because I don't have any for the €1. I don't have anything right now. This is what comes later. Like for now I decided to put adapters to put in my other modules because not seeing the necessity right now to buy another 10 multiples, for example. So yeah, that's that. Here are all the modules from the old case taken out. These two cables are MIDI cables because that's also a big thing now. I extend the MIDI implementation here, and to my right there are more cables to set up. That's actually the lid from the 7U case. And yeah, so my idea is basically I just set it up, mount a few things, practice multitasking by also talking a little bit what kind of things come into my mind. I would say we just start. I will put the €1 here and let's see. I mean, you can already see the holes here. I got the right tool. It's the smaller ones. It doesn't mean that it's in any case less sturdy. But let's see. We can just unscrew this. Yeah, it's quite good screwed, which is okay, I think. Not gonna complain about that, because I think. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I need to see at the end. Maybe I need to drop the volume here and there, but my idea is still to not. Or my plan is still to not edit anything like sound-wise, because I'm not gonna do that. Also with the other stuff, it's one of my principles to not post-edit stuff. So make it from the beginning working. But the thing is, if there's really some sounds here that are over the top, I need to see, because it's also the first time I'm doing it with that microphone here and the whole setup. So let's see. So this screw is about to come out. Yes, here it is. Let's put it here. Let's check the other side if it's also pretty. Yeah, no, it's how it is. I mean, like I said, better a bit too strong than too loose, and Toulouse is also a city in France if you ever wondered. So yeah. Okay. So we just try not to scratch too much. Yeah. I can also see how it's made. It's really like cut. The camera can, yeah, it's like cut. I think it's still aluminium. I don't know. I think it is. Can check that later. But yeah, of course. I mean, if you do that, be careful, because can be you scratch a few things inside. For me, I try to be. Vorsichtig. Yeah, that was German, as I'm a German. Try to be and try to take care. But I think maybe, and I did not look into the menu, so now we can look later if that was a mistake, because it can be if the modules here are already screwed in, that the whole case just gets too stiff, you know. That's also something if you want to implement a module and it's not really fitting. It's not really fitting, or like also with the holes and stuff. Yeah, probably just try to unscrew and give it a bit more loose movement. Let's see. What do we have here? Yeah. It's also unscripted video, like nothing. Could have said, yeah, maybe check the menu for this, but I think it's also, I'm doing it blindly now, basically. So let's see. All right, I have a look to the side. Bounce. Zack. Let's have a look to the side. Yeah, that's it's actually more convenient to do it like that, to see where the hole is, and then it's going. Guess I would have done that earlier, but it's also a mix here to capture the stuff, so now let's see. We have this, just adjusting the camera a bit again. Tack. And then we move on to the other side. Get some space. Yeah, way more convenient to have a look at the side actually. As you might do it in real life. Let's take this one here. Check to get that in. Also nice stress test. What is it? Try to stay calm, not panic. People are watching. That's exactly what happens in a performance as well. So yeah. Alright. Not sure if I... Yeah, let's give it a good... Let's give it a good... Alright, so that was it already. We have this now in the right place. And yeah, I think we start. This is already inside because I made a little test before with a few things. I really wanted to know if it's working, and that's why this row here is also already at its place. Yeah, because I was, of course, when I get the new case, I need to check that everything that is mandatory for me, really mandatory, is working. So I did this, I did that. Yeah, 2 HP buffered, multiple. This is the tiny MIDI breakout for the ES9. It's already attached. MIDI in, MIDI out. Has also already the right combination for TRS A. Exactly, yeah, TRS A. And now we are here. I think I can already also say what the first thing what I checked, if the ES9 fits in the bottom row actually. Maybe I can blend in now a short video on that, or a short clip. If not, because the bus board is basically here underneath, as you see there is space, and I really liked to have the ES9 also in this row down here. It fits also very well together with the modules that I really need, my sequencers, CV MIDI control, and ES9 audio interface. So it fits here in this corner. It's actually pretty tight, but it fits, which was the first thing. I was like, nice, okay, that's a good thing. So all right, so let's go ahead. I think we can just screw that in already. So this multiple maybe I let in the case, because as my setup will be, there will be another multiple here, mainly to multiple 5-volt source that is coming out of the ES9 of one of the outputs, and it's just multiplicate. Yeah, it just shit. Nah, anyways, it's just multiplicating. Yes, it's just multiplicating the 5-volt. But to that we come later as well, because that will be set up with this thing here. Passive multiple 5-volt in, 5-volt out. And yeah, let's go ahead. So there was also another decision I made like 2 weeks ago. So my first voice, I changed the main oscillator, worked with the piston Honda already quite a bit, and was actually really looking forward to put this in again. I was first thinking put it on the second voice because it has also chord wavetables, and usually I have my bass voice here. But that's all. There was also was about doing some experimentation, putting stuff where it might not be in the first place doing the best, or the best school knowledge thing. Anyways, I guess you know what I mean. So let's go ahead. And the next thing is the Dribble Stibble from Shakmat. It's like a flex envelope, and the principle is pretty nice. I think they did a really good job on that. I also like Shakmat for the big knobs here. That's actually why I really like them. And coming back to this, I just put the Metropolix out here for a second, that you see that there is also in this bus board underneath, there are more power headers. So probably I just take the Metropolix out for now, that we have a bit more access to the power headers. And then always taking care with the 12-volt, minus 12-volt. It's actually somehow in German we say idiotensicher. I don't know if this is a global term, like idiot safe. Sounds funny. Anyways, so it has like this little nose here, and then it just fits one way. You need to be really put some heavy force on it to plug it in the other way around. So now we have that. And then also screwing this already a bit. And that's also 2 HP, and also this one has this 2 HP doesn't have it, but they have this, like the Flame also has more this like sliding holds where you can have a bit of flexibility. These ones, and here you see also are really the accurate ones in a not better or worse thing. It's just sometimes, and maybe we come to that later with the assimilator, it's not so easy then to align everything, because when I put the assimilator in already and tried a few things out, I had the experience that it was a bit difficult. But let's see. For now, all the screws just a tiny bit like loose, that it's still moving around. And what do we have next? So by accident I wanted to try out the Ikari, which is a stereo filter, high pass, low pass, has some really nice features for sound design. I put it in now, but later on I will go back to the Belgrade from Xout devices, which is already also a dual peak filter, like a bit more experimental. And the reason is I figured out when I play live that for me it's better to have things that are working in a more following, that you can more following what's happening. And maybe it's also because I didn't use the Casper that much, because it's also no, not the Casper, sorry. Did read Casper? It's not the Casper, it's the Ikari. And I also used it once in one live performance actually, but yeah, but that's just a side fact. The Ikari will complement the Piston Honda, and these two envelopes will become envelope for VCA and VCF. Good. Let's go ahead. So the next thing, we take the carbon 4HP filter. There's also some nice features. I had a phase where I was, like I said, with the Shagmat looking for bigger knob things, or modules, bigger knob modules, and that's why I put it out, because the knob it's pretty small, and especially if you are sweating for whatever reason, it gets pretty slippy. They have here this nose, as you can see. Yeah, I have here this nose, but actually, and still happened to me. But sound is great. Doesn't need much HP. Has also a blend, not a blend. It has a switch from high pass to band pass to low pass here on the 4-pole output. Makes it great in performances to just quickly switch things around. And we're gonna use this one here. Yeah. All right. A little bit here, because that's also a thing. I'm trying now basically to mirror my voices so that the two filters are next to each other, because if they are close to each other, I can have also visual kind of idea on where they stand. Low pass, if I have this in high pass, it stands here, so I know, okay, this is on the low frequencies and this is on the higher frequencies. But of course, that's later in a performance when nothing matters anymore anyways. Good time to just let it go, and then that's also fine. But for me it's like, if I let it go, I always want to be capable to like bring it back if it's just completely out of order. So that's my approach, and let's see. Pretty happy with that. Next thing, it's not the Lacrima Versio, actually it's another Versio. Let's put screws in here also. It's another Versio build firmware, exactly. It's another Versio firmware. So it's the Electus Versio. It's a mix between delay or can create delay things, delay effects, but also can create reverb effects. And I experimented a bit around with it, and it was really great. For me, it was a long time that I was okay. I do all my effects do all my effects in the iPad, delay, reverb and this kind of stuff. And the Lacrima Versio is an Autovar, and I basically use that as a filter, as another filter in my system that is a bit more, that adds a bit more than, let's say, just a filter. So, because it has a chorus, after the filter you have here. Oh no, here is the frequency, but here you can see you can also blend from low to band pass to high pass. Envelope follower, also interesting. Saturation. And now I read it all here, and I'm again realizing that for the Electros Versio this is all different. Could be so easy, but yeah, I already checked they have this overlays, so maybe I get some of those. On the other side, it's also nice to experiment a bit, like turning the knobs and not precisely knowing what's going on. So yeah, comes all with pluses and minuses, but for performance I mean, if I work now for quite a while with the Electros Versio, then I will also get more used to things and just ignore what is standing there. I checked the face plate already quite a bit to find out what is what, and yeah, I really like what I can do with it, so I want to keep that one in for now. And then I put in the plug it now here on top again, because there will later come a €1, so I don't want to use not all of those. So let's see. Plugging this one back in. It's the Hertz Donut MK3, that's also MK3, and that was my main oscillator now for I think for half a year, quarter year, or maybe almost a year. Yeah, it can be that it was almost a year, so I really like it. Maybe I do some videos about the individual modules. You can also let me know in the comments if that is something. And like in general, if you have any questions or think maybe you have another, or maybe even a hint or something, just write it down, and then we figure it out. That's actually, I would call it, like, for now, a bonus module. I might replace this one later with, can we see that here? I got this like as a little helping tool. It's basically, yeah, can be a mixer, but I use it mainly to plug in the modulation source here and have, then this one gets not multiple, it gets basically like its individual outs here, and here you have fine adjustments for each A and B, so you can offset it, you can make the gain, actually the amplitude, offset, and you can make it mute, negative polarity, positive polarity. Don't want to say anything wrong here if this means unipolar and this means bipolar, but maybe we can check that out as well. It's always good to learn. And that's what I also, yeah, for me it's always like I play with the things and I also hear what they are doing, and then I mean, not all the time looking first in the manuals. For me, I really like also just to play with the things and see what they do and see how they sound, and at the end stays the same. They have position of the knobs, of the buttons, or here this like switches, and then you can remember the sound or what they do. But anyways, of course, with a certain time, it's also more likely to really have a look into the details. Or now also, if I get a new module, of course I want to know what it's precisely doing. But it's more referring to this, like if this is not bipolar or unipolar, because I do not have the Motax or anything where I can monitor it. That's also a big help, I guess. But okay, so what do we have here? So this might get replaced with a duet from IntelliGel. Yeah, exactly. Then we have the 2 HP VCA. 2 HP does the job. I also have the Töpfer. The exact number I can now not say, but it's the 4 HP slim version, and this one also has linear and exponential curves. This one is straight linear. Yeah, if you are more into percussive sounds and stuff, you might want to go with an exponential curve. But for me, I figured out if I have it on the voices, it's really fine to use it with the linear curves. And another thing that I might check out, maybe also that's something you know, guys, or anyone that knows that, probably, like if I put an exponential, which I have here in my envelopes, I have exponential curves, and I put it in the VCA on the CV, you know, then it should also react exponential, right? Or how is it? So like I said, I cannot check it visually, but that was my assumption also, you know. And what happens if you have an exponential curve and an exponential VCA? What's happening then? It's like, yeah, canceling it each other, that multiplicating, or what's going on. So anyways, let's go ahead. 2 HP VC8, and I think this one, the multiple, and the VMD 410 comes here. So this goes here, this goes here. I have 4 HP more, and there should be still 2 HP left if I put in the assimilator now. So then I have 6 HP left, and yeah, let's see if it is like that. No, now it's just 1 HP, sorry, because this one here is 3 HP. These two are 17 HP, so they are 32. They make it a round number again, but this here with the 3 HP, it just makes it again not round anymore. That was, by the way, also the reason why I got this, because these and this one make it again like a round number, which is more convenient to fill the space. Because with this like 17 HP, whatever you have with a round number, you usually have at the end, if you not have another module with a not round number, you have 1 HP left. So, alright, but I guess, let's leave it like that. What I also could tell on the 2 HP, I already did read about this on a forum, and I experienced that as well. Not in that case as it was in the forum, Modular forum. So the 2 HP, they basically save all the space by putting the board like this, like upside down. Yeah, you know what I mean. You can see it. It sometimes can come out, so it depends how strong the connection is here. It's okay. never had problems now with this, but one time it happened here with my multiple, and that was basically not so nice because all the melodic stuff basically did not happen. It was all one tone. So yeah, it never happened again. It's also pretty tight now. But I guess later I put this one also out because I will have a pretty extensive multiple here with quite of multiple choices. So getting the Sweet 16 from Tesseract. It's a CV MIDI combination controller. Okay, that's my cat. No, that should not happen anyways, too late. So yeah, let's put the power for the assimilator, and here it's now, that's the thing, none of the noses, so let's say it like this, always also this has an SD card, always make a copy of the SD card, a backup. If anything happens, you're on the safe side. So now let's check again. They have here the triangle pointing to where the 12 volt is, and it's actually, yeah, it's this way around. Let's get that in. Yep, alright, that fits. So yeah, you can see here, maybe you cannot, but here are the triangles on the board, and here are they basically on the headers itself. Yeah, alright. Huge. So that was it. Can now leave a bit space here because I know it's 3 HP free actually. Okay, did I forget something? No. Alright, then I leave some space here because I know that it can be tight here with the cables. Because as you see, I use a lot the rectangle, not rectangle, the 90 degrees cables. Now we are also a bit more flexible here with the, but you see here, if it's like this, it's stands a bit. I could do it, but I will leave that out for now and just screw that in and then fit this in later. Actually, that's, I think, is a good solution. Also not too tight for now. Definitely better, it's not, but that's also loosen those again. That's what I said actually. Make this one maybe also already too tight. So let's loosen all of those a bit. And then, yeah, it's better. It's definitely better. Okay, so put this one also in. So now I'm not super worried because of this one here, because it's all a bit with the not in place. Let's just go here anyways. But let's see, I tried to put this one in now here in the space, and now it's actually it's too tight for this one. Interesting. Now on the top it works. Far away from optimal, so especially here on the ground, you can tell it's pretty tight. It's really too tight. But it's really because of the sockets, not the sockets here, the elements. How do we do that? No. And let's put this one now a bit to the side, so you see it's actually there are issues, but not to worry to, I said, to have that fixed later at some point with another solution. Okay, I just have seen that it's also a bit, I make this here loose, a bit more loose again. And this one also. Yeah, it comes actually. Yeah, alright, that works now. This one also. It's a good thing with the Nerlies, you immediately realize if things get very, you have a pretty good feeling on when things are getting too intense. But it looks now, and that's the case, that this is now also filling. So you can tell, or I can tell, if you put the rail into the needle and you screw it here, take care that it's not coming towards you when you make it tight. Because that's what I have seen now here actually, that the holes were a bit pointing towards me. Which then of course makes it very difficult to put that in. Yeah, now it fits here. That's cool. So we can also check the manual before you do that. maybe it's written there, you know, so no claiming towards Befaco. And let's put this back in. Here also nose, a little nose is there, and here's a white stripe to the red stripe, and yeah, that's it. We put that back in. Nice. Alright. Yeah, it doesn't feel bad right now, because for me it's also, I was a bit thinking, how is it with the distance now? I mean, there are no modules now here inside. That might also create a little thing, but like a little bump. But let's see, because the module coming here, the 410, is complementing the Metropolix. That's the idea, to use the individual inputs X, Y, Z with the faders. And so it will all make sense at the end. Oh yeah, also screws, nice. And now we have that. This, yes, these screws. And this, I mean, you can see it's my first pack of Nerlies. Still have quite a few. And the other case, actually I will use now at home as another case for like modules that I'm actually not using, but also experimenting a bit, because for me that's definitely here my performance case. And I will actually, as you might have seen already in the videos, but also in the picture, it's really tight wired together and like basically optimized for like being pretty compact and having nothing in my way while performing. So the second case I still have, and gonna check things there and try things out, and then I just figure it out here, or with Modular Grid, how to put it in and how to make it work, and then I put the stuff in. Yeah, there's like a few other modules I'm actually thinking about, but really not much. For me now this is really the live setup I want to go with for quite a while, so for a good amount of time. Coming back to this, I think I can really screw it now here, all make it tight, putting it all tight. It's also a thing, I mean, you might think it's not really a big thing, but for me it was, as I figured out that I like to play a lot with my left hand actually, as I'm left-handed, so I'm feeling very comfortable with having things to the left side oriented. You can also see that here, this I use not much, or basically not at all, because it's just input, output, and mixing happens in the iPad. The simulator gets a lot of control from the Sweet 16. Basically not need to touch this. VCA is set. I have another volume instance here. I can have basically the main volume then of my two voices not be touched. Modulation barely touched, and this is then where the things happen, and here also. So actually it was really great for me to put things just in that corner where I want to have it. So played also with other gear, and when I do with the left hand, I basically always some of the gear that has the display here and has all the knobs here, just coming from the Electron boxes, for example. Some of them have this setup, and I really do a lot of performing things with my left hand. So for me it was always, I put the display and basically need to go all over the box that is already just like this. So yeah. Okay. So now that was the time where the practicing of multitasking was a bit loose, because I just went all over the place with the screws. Be good to go around and making sure that no one is left here. Whoops, sorry, so let's put those here as well. Can also use both hands, also a good practice. Zack, zack. Being a bit faster. Good. And then I would say I tighten those here as well again. So whenever you do this, be aware that this is here might get a bit hard, let's say, or needs a bit of force to screw. Alright, put it now not too tight, as I am also, the modules already give it now another placement, the top row modules. And I also, when the 1U modules come, I need to see that I have enough room. Good. We have this for now. I flip it just a second and you can see also the output. So the outputs are right, they are not really, for me, not so much interesting actually. Here's the USB actually, which will be a good thing for me to charge stuff. And I think it's a nice case actually. It's really slim. That's another thing. The other case I had very thick walls and was out of wood. So yeah, this feels just way more compact in general, because it is also, it has 104 HP. The one I had before has 120 HP. So yeah, I'm confident enough to flip this around now. And you can also see the feet and the VESA mount, the 4 holes here on the 4 silver holes are for VESA, where you can put it on plates for VESA and then stand it. It's also not, it's not super interesting for me right now, but maybe in the future it's also something to try out. Alright, before we all cable it, which I think it's a wise move. It's a wise move to do that. It's like putting the power in and then check if all the modules are running. Well, power. Just make a quick look again if the directions are right. Yes, that's also, let's see. No, looks good. Yeah, that blink, because that's the time it needs actually before it's flashing somehow. Not flashing is maybe not the right word, but you know what I mean. It actually loads, gets ready. Okay, so we have it all, and yeah, I think I make this in 2 episodes, so we have already an hour now. The modules are inside. We put the €1 to the middle, and it's all set up for the wiring in the next video, which we do with all the wires and MIDI implementation and the rest. Thanks a lot for now, and yeah, have a good day. Ciao ciao.